Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today I got something a little different for you. Last weekend I went to the Patina Tool Auction and Show, and I wanted to show you a little bit about what I did there, and I made a few purchases that I'll talk to you at the end of this video on what I got. Now, what is the Patina Show? It's a show that's been going on for quite a while now in Damascus, Maryland. They run it once a year in Damascus at the Damascus Firehouse, and they do it in about mid-March. It was last weekend. I really wish they'd do it in April when it's better weather, but I don't know why. It's always in March, and it's kind of sketchy with the weather. Today, or the other day, wasn't that bad, but it was a little cold early in the morning. And this is a three-part show. It's kind of interesting. What they have is an auction. It's kind of called the tool auction. And in the afternoon on Saturday, they have a big auction. There's a bunch of lots of things that they auction off. I really never stay for that because it's a lot of high-end collector type stuff and some user stuff. It's a mixed bag. And then there's tables inside the firehouse that you can shop. People can just rent a table for a fee and set their tools up and sell them. And there's some deals to be had in there, and there's also some collector stuff there. It's kind of hit or miss as well. I've seen some of the same vendors there year after year after year, and I think they have some of the same tools there because they're selling more high-priced collector stuff. But there's also a lot of people selling just user stuff that you can pick up and grab. Getting there early on Saturday morning is a good idea. People get there before the sun comes up. And where that's really, and the inside is free to enter at 8 o'clock, but you can pay 20 bucks to get in at 7. And that's when people gobble up all the good sales. There's also an outdoor part of this, and this is kind of neat. It's like a swap meet. Anybody can set a table up out there across the street from the firehouse, set up a table and sell their stuff. And this year and years past, it's been free. I did see on the website that next year they're going to charge a nominal fee to use the outdoor services. So I don't think that'll affect the show much. I think they're just going to charge 20 bucks for a table. Not really a big deal. I think most people will still show up. So what I'm going to show you now is a little video of me walking around shooting both the inside and the outside, and I'll do a little voiceover. Here's a good representation of a salesman who's been here forever. He puts these little plastic trays out, and you know, he's got stuff in there. Each tray has a bunch of items in there, and it's $2, $3, $5, whatever. This was a nice old little hand crank drill press here. Too rich for my blood, but it was in good shape. This table had a lot of higher end stuff. Here you can see this guy's been here forever. Those wooden stands I've seen before. He has some nice planes. You know, his planes here have been very well maintained. Probably been sitting on that shelf for years. He dusts them off and brings them back every year. You know, there you can see a little bit. That row of tables, that's the auction later. You saw some Festool and stuff. Another nice display and a good assortment of what I'd call user level Stanley 3s and 4s, but he's got them $85, $95. So again, we're inside. These things have been cleaned up. They're wanting a little bit more money for them. You could find Stanley's 3s, 4s, and 5s outside for 25, 30 bucks, but you got to do some work to them. A couple more hand crank type pull drill presses, whatever they call those things. Again, more of your molding planes, hand planes. A lot of very nice stuff on the inside, and it's warm inside, which is nice. They have food for sale if you come to this thing. Get yourself a breakfast sandwich, a cup of coffee, whatever you want to get. All right, another one of those plastic bins all over the place, a bunch of file handles and just stuff, you know. Then you have some sets of carving chisels and more molding planes. Quite a bit of stuff on the inside. Everything is usually in good shape in here. More planes. Quite a collection of tools on this table. This is the table that I bought my block plane at, I believe. You'll see more on the block plane later at the end of this video. That looked like a number 2 there I looked at. I couldn't see what it said. I don't think it was a Stanley though. I think it was another model. Now we're outside, and outside is where things really can get crazy. You'll see people will just set tables up and just kind of put anything on them. You know, this guy showed up in his minivan and set up a table, and there it is. You know, we got all kinds of stuff here. Well, this guy's got all kinds of stuff. Little lathe there. That's in nice shape, but 275, does that say? Yeah, probably worth it. I don't know. I don't know what that would be worth. This guy looked like he was more of a blacksmith or something. He'll see anything. Another drill press. Here we go with more hand planes. These planes are priced a lot lower than what was going on inside. You can see, you know, the tables out here are kind of like inside, a little more disorganized. You don't see display cabinets here. These are some people that do go to shows all the time. You'll see trailers and guys will have business cards. I've been looking for a good old hammer. I kind of like the feel of that one, but I didn't go with it. I just peeked in there to see what was in it. It was empty. Okay, more stuff. You know, and I was just kind of walking around. I have no idea what that double-bladed plane is. If you have any idea, go ahead and let us know below. Some squares that I'm sure aren't square, dividers, things like that. All kinds of things that you can just put in boxes and sell here. Everybody's kind of just haggling out here. It's actually kind of fun. I'm just making my way around the tables. I made one lap around the whole outside with the camera, and then I went back and made another lap and actually did my shopping then. So this lap with the camera, I'm just kind of looking at where I might want to come back to. And you'll see at the end of this video that I did come back to look at that again, and it came home with me. A little spoiler for the end of the video. There's a little display rack with some planes in it. You know, like I said, some of these guys are actual tool vendors and they go from show to show. Some of them are just local people that set a small table up and they have about 20 items on it and they're just hoping to do a little, get it out of my house. I'll spend the morning out there to maybe make $100 or $200 and you know, and have at it. Quite a collection of chisels and such here. One of those followed me home too. Imagine that, being the chiselholic that I am. Random boxes of hammers and such. You'll see barrels and boxes of just stuff. More boxes. Molding planes without the blades. They were going really cheap. Some molding planes with the blades. These were more in the $20 and $30 range. You know, I think if you were looking to buy a molding plane as something to experiment with to see if it's something you're interested in, you'd be a lot better off going to something like this, picking one up, than goofing around on eBay and get something that may not have all the parts. That little thing there for $40 should have probably come home with me, but I just didn't pull the trigger on that one. So I've made my way down to the end and I'm working my way back towards where I parked my truck now. And as you can see, there's just, you know, this guy just had a table and he looks like he has about 20 items on it and he's just looking to unload them. Probably not a tool dealer, just somebody that has some nice planes and he's looking to get rid of them. So I'm going to speed it up here to get us through the end. All of these tables, these are the ones at the end going down to where my truck was parked. And these guys, that guy was already packing up, as you can see. More of the same, just a lot of old woodworking tools at great deals. All right, guys, that was me walking around showing you a little bit about the inside and the outside. It is a fun place to go to. They do have food there. You can get a cup of coffee. You can get some food. It's a fun little thing. I spend a couple hours there every year. What did I get this year? I didn't spend a lot of money, and I kind of enjoyed the haggling and such that goes with this kind of purchases. almost never do you pay full price. I literally did pay full price for one of these things here, and it kind of shocked me, but it was okay. I'll tell you that story at the end. I'll do that one last. The first thing I bought, I actually bought inside, and this is this block plane. This is a Stanley 18 with a patent date of 1913, and it's in pretty good shape. The gentleman was sitting at his table. This was inside, and he had a lot of nice stuff there. And he looked at me, he goes, "That's a really nice example of an old block plane." I said, "Yeah, it looks pretty nice." He goes, "Worth every bit of the $50 I'm asking for it." And I said, it may be, but I'm not really looking to spend $50. He goes, "Well, it's getting near the end of the day. What will you take?" He goes, "I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you for $35." And I said, I'd rather be at 30. And he hemmed and hawed for a minute, and he gave it to me for 30. And, 30 is about what you would pay for one of the new things at the home center that are junk. So to get a good, over 100-year-old, good working Stanley block plane for 30 bucks, it'll take me about an hour to get this thing in perfect shape. I'll actually do a video of me doing that, and you'll see how good of a plane this is for $30. The next thing, this was kind of I'm going to say this is a whim purchase. This is it's a pretty plane. It's applewood. You can see right on there, he has $45 right on there. It's in good shape. The bottom is in good shape. The blade is in good shape. It's still long. It's got everything it needs. The problem is there is a crack right here, and that scares me. It is solid right now. I mean, I can't make it move. It is definitely a user right now. It will last, and it could last. I mean, guys, it could last another 100 years. It's at least 100 years old. That crack could start breaking again tomorrow. So I was definitely not going to give him $45 for this thing, because at the end of the day, if it does start cracking, there's not $45 in this blade. So I actually walked back to this table like 5 times, and he came back with me. He goes, "You really like that thing?" I said, "I'm interested, but not with this crack at this price." And we hemmed and hawed, and he actually was pretty good. He goes, I think for me, I can't sell it for much less than that, because this is applewood, and I have a bunch of saws that I can just donate this wood and fix a bunch of broken, horns on saws with the applewood. So he goes, "I can't sell it for less because I want the wood." And I said, "All right, man, then you got yourself a new a donor for your saws." And he goes, "Oh, heck, I'm here to sell things, not do that." He goes, "What? We ended up on 30 bucks. So I spent $30 for this one as well. And if it becomes a good user, it's well worth the $30. Again, I'll do a video with this one as well, and we'll see how it goes. The third thing I got, now you guys, if you've seen my chisel video, you know I'm a chiselaholic, and I always leave with a chisel. This is a very straight, full-length, half-inch firmer chisel that has no name on it. I can't find a name on it. When I clean it up, I'm hoping maybe a name does come out a little bit, but the steel is in great shape. The back is perfectly flat. There's no pitting. This will be a very easy chisel to set up, and the handle seats perfectly in it. It's not bent up. There's no mushrooming. It's in very good shape for its age. It doesn't look like it's been used much at all. It does have a little bit of paint on it, which is easy to clean off. He didn't have a price on it, so I was a little worried, because sometimes when they don't put a price, they're going to throw a whammy at you. So he was over at the end, and I just kind of held it up, and I go, "How much?" And he came over, and he gave me the whole salesman thing, and he's looking at it, and he goes, and I'm thinking, oh, he's going to throw like 30 bucks at me, and I'm not spending $30 on a chisel. And, I normally don't like to spend more than $5 on a chisel, but I was thinking if he said 30, I would counter at 15 and see where we went. He looked at me and he goes, "Just give me 10 bucks and we're good." And I laughed, and I handed him a $10 bill, and I said, at $10, I didn't even try to negotiate to get a buck off, which I could have. I probably could have countered at 8, and he'd have said 9, and it probably would have happened. But I'm happy with this chisel at 10. It's actually a little more than I do spend on chisels at flea markets like this, or tool shows. But this one really is in nice shape, and I'm looking forward to get this in service as well. I will also do a video on this for you. So that's the Patina tool auction. I really had a good time there. I highly recommend going to it. It's only once a year, so it'll be next March again in Damascus, Maryland. It's a really good time, and there is a lot of good stuff there. It's, you know, you can find a lot of weird stuff. There's some metalworking stuff. There was a blacksmith there, but most of the tables are hand planes, chisels, saws, woodworking stuff. So it's a good deal. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.